Now at 9, Freeman Hospital hosts a NICU baby reunion for former patients. Plus, Keltoy Winery holds a fundraiser for Carl Junction seniors to raise money for a college scholarship. And
search crews are racing to find survivors in Morocco after a devastating earthquake. The death toll staggering and expected to rise. I'm CB Cotton with the latest coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Elise Noe. A Missouri judge sentenced a man to life in prison without parole for the murder of a police officer. Authorities say in August 2017, Clinton, Missouri police officer Gary Michael pulled over a vehicle driven by Ian McCarthy. They say McCarthy then got out of his vehicle and shot Officer Michael with a high-powered rifle. Michael died from his injuries. McCarthy was caught after a 2-day manhunt. A jury convicted him and couldn't decide whether to sentence him to life in prison or to the death penalty. In that case, the judge decides, and McCarthy was given life in prison. A community in Wichita, Kansas is mourning the death of a well-known sports photographer. Linda Gregory was the Northwest High School football team's photographer. Last Monday night, she was on the sidelines of a JV football game and fell and hit her head on the concrete. And on Friday, her husband honored her by showing up at the varsity game and taking photos. Leon Purvis has more.
The most generous and loving person I've ever known.
An emotional moment for Mel Gregory as he shared the news on Facebook Friday. His wife Linda passed and is at peace. Northwest High School football players embraced Mel.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
As he stood on the sidelines taking photos, what the couple did together under Friday night lights.
Number one, she doesn't blame any of the kids. Number two, this was her school. I mean, she was from Iowa. She didn't go to any school, but she loved these people. And she wants to know that, what would like everybody to know, that the kids are her primary concern.
Taking the field after Linda Gregory got hit on the sidelines of a JV football game Monday night is not easy for Mel.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I've got her camera that she was using that night. And I just want to try to help, do as much as I can. I may not shoot a lot, but I want to do what I can.
The photos Linda took are worth 1,000 words, just like Mel will have 1,000 memories of when his wife would take photos at Northwest High School football games.
You know, I can't tell you what she says, but I think she would love it that I was carrying on her tradition.
Linda and Mel's family were on the sideline with Mel on Friday night, and there was a moment of silence for her before the game started. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for a first look at weather.
Well, we have had a perfect weekend across the area with lots of sunshine, light winds, warm temperatures, and no precipitation. Although we're in a drought, so we definitely need the rainfall, and there is some, but it's up to the north right now. But you can see in the motion in the last few hours, it's slowly getting closer to us, and some severe weather out in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma this evening. And with the rain tomorrow, it's going to help out with the allergies just a little bit. Today it was 10, tomorrow it'll be 9. Most of that, of course, still ragweed, nettle, and chenopod. So as we take a look at the forecast, we're going to see increasing clouds tonight with temperatures dropping into the 60s to about 63 by tomorrow morning. And looking down the lane, we're going to have those increasing clouds tonight with the Monday showers and then a drier midweek with maybe some more showers on Thursday morning. And of course, I'll tell you about that and also the cool weather we're expecting in just a little bit.
Thanks, Sam. For NICU families, every breakthrough is a miracle, and through a combination of miracles, their little ones continue to grow stronger into a happy, healthy child. Today, Freeman Hospital hosted a NICU reunion for those now strong and healthy children. KOAM's Jasmine Knight has the story.
Since the last NICU reunion in 2018, these kids have done nothing but flourished.
It's wonderful seeing them all grown up.
Today, Children's Miracle Network and Freeman Hospital hosted the reunion filled with activities such as a rubber duck pond, games, face painting, and various prizes.
My favorite part of the event is just watching the kiddos get to interact with the staff. They are so excited to be out here, and they love playing carnival games and winning prizes and things of that nature.
The event also gave over 35 families a chance to connect with the life-saving doctors and nurses that made their miracles come true.
He's our miracle. I like to call him my superhero. So I always tell him he's my superhero because he was born so small, tiny, and he was a warrior in there in the NICU. He fought, and see him grow like that, it's a miracle for us.
Even if we don't do much with their baby that day, we are there for support.
Overall, the space was filled with laughter and smiles as they shared their milestones and accomplishments.
Reed now is a crazy kindergartner. He's ornery, he has skin knees, he's a crazy boy. And I wouldn't have him if I didn't have Freeman NICU.
So today's reunion was just a testament of how miracles really do come true, with a little bit of faith and lots of love. Reporting in Joplin, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
Freeman's NICU also celebrates 30 years this year. The NICU and the Maternity Center specialize in delivering over 2,600 babies each year. A year after Kyron Addington's fatal accident, his closest family and friends got together for an inaugural celebration of life. They met at Keltoy Winery and had a cornhole tournament, car show, and a gun raffle. Many of his classmates also came together to raise money in his honor.
I knew the kid for a while of my life. Him and Caden Lamb were like my brothers for a long time, and to me, out of all the times I knew that kid, I never saw him sad. He was always a happy person, and I mean that like so seriously. He was never a sad person, never mad. He was just always happy, always seeing the light in every situation.
All proceeds from the event will go to the Kyron Addington Memorial Scholarship. All Dogs Dream hosted a fall carnival today for the 4 states' furry friends. The event included free food and pup-friendly activities such as paw paintings and photo booths. The purpose of the event was to help families bond and have some fun with their pets before the end of the summer.
We have our paw painting, which is an event we did in the past, but where they can get their dog's paw, and a lot of them hang them up on the freezer, fridge, whatever it is. We also have markers to where they can draw and design on their dog that's washable. Treat walks, photo booths, ball pits, whatever.
The event was free to any dogs that were fully vaccinated. Later, a 60-year-old bridge in Missouri is demolished. We'll take a look. An organization in Arizona is bringing cancer awareness to the community while remembering those who have lost their battle to the incurable disease. Fox's Lauren Clark has more.
Each luminaria is lit in honor or in memory of somebody who has heard those words, "You have cancer."
The soft glow of candlelight glimmers on the front lawn of the Capitol.
You'll see the love that is put into each one.
Some bags decorated with crayons, others with stickers. Each one has a story.
Every candle has a name tied behind it.
And it's the memory of these names that drives Amy Graham with the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. She's joined dozens of volunteers outside the Arizona Capitol Friday for the Light of Hope event and fundraiser. It's part of a nationwide effort to send a clear message.
To make sure that we're talking to our legislators and making sure that cancer issues are a priority for them, because it is for us.
Demanding more funding for cancer research, early detection screenings, and affordable care for those in underserved communities. In 2 weeks, these bags will join hundreds like it outside the Capitol in Washington, D.C., challenging national leaders to act.
And the people that have those bags out there, they have it for a reason, because they want that person to be remembered and for their story to be heard and really reach someone to do something.
As two-time cancer survivor Sonia Ingle says she's clinging on to the hope that a cancer-free future is on the horizon.
Important work is happening around the clock to make it so that cancer isn't taking lives.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline will now offer services for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. The Department of Health and Human Services announcing the expanded accessibility Friday. Deaf and hard of hearing callers may now click the ASL Now button on 988lifeline.org and follow prompts to connect with a trained counselor who can communicate in American Sign Language. In the coming weeks, people who will be able to directly dial 988 through a video phone. In the meantime, ASL callers can call 1-800-273-TALK from a phone with video capabilities to be connected with a counselor. Meteorologist Sam Lane is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, experts weigh in on national debt. We'll have the details.
What a perfect weekend we have had across the 4 states with lots of sunshine, pleasant temperatures, and low dew points. Unfortunately, we need some rainfall as we are in a drought situation, but it looks like we're going to have some in the making. All right, let's take a look out this morning at Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. And as that goes into motion, you'll see that we had mostly fair skies. We had some mid-level clouds in the morning and then some cirrus this afternoon, but lots of sunshine to be had as well. In fact, we started out at 55 and made it up to 85 today, which when you average it all out ended up being below normal, but we'll take it for the time being as we've had a very hot summer, so we are enjoying these nice temperatures. We're way behind on the rainfall though, almost 11 inches behind so far for just this year, not counting the drought situation from last year. So we definitely need some rainfall. And there is some on radar right now up to the north along I-70 from west of Kansas City through Salina and back towards Hayes. Severe weather down in southwestern Kansas and the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. They can keep that, but we definitely need the rainfall. Zooming in a little bit closer, we have a few showers south of Garnett and east of Welda over towards Blue Mound, getting ready to move into the northern parts of Allen County, but that is about it. But we're going to see more showers as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures right now are very nice, 60s and 70s, 74 in Chanute, same thing in Yates Center and Independence, 69 in Nowata, and 69 also for our friends up in Lamar. Dew points, they are low, generally in the 50s and 60s, so a lot of the precipitation will evaporate before it hits the ground, but it will eventually make it down to the surface. But we're not expecting a large, widespread area of rain, just some scattered showers. And on the dew points, right now, they're not bad at all. And looking at the forecast on the dew points, we're going to see the moisture increase tomorrow, especially with dew points in the 60s. And then as we go into Wednesday, some drier air up to the north with dew points in the 30s, and the moist air will start to be shoved back down into Oklahoma. And then as we go into Thursday, the showers will move in again, mainly in the western section, but you can see dew points in the 50s will make it a little bit harder for those showers to reach the ground. You can see the rain chances dramatically increase as we go through the day tomorrow, but especially tomorrow night into the overnight hours. And that's because here's the storm system dropping down from the north and west. And as we go through time, that will move through, and when its wake, we're going to have cool air dropping in from the north, and that cool air is going to come in so much that it's going to keep the next storm system a little bit further to the south and west than we were thinking yesterday. And rainfall amounts are expected to be generally around 1/4 of an inch with maybe a 1/2 inch down on the Oklahoma side. And that's not just the GFS model. The European model is forecasting a little bit more widespread rainfall. So hopefully this model will verify it also has higher amounts. So tonight we're going to see lows in the 60s with the rain starting to move in from the west. And by tomorrow morning, scattered showers, a pretty good bet across our northwest sections. Then during the day, those scattered showers and storms with highs in the 60s and lower 70s. And then Tuesday morning, lows in the 60s, some 50s up to the north. And then as we go into Tuesday afternoon, we're looking at highs in the mid 70s. And then Wednesday morning, quite cool, lows in the 50s across the entire area. And over the next 7 days, we're going to be drying out midweek, 20% chance of showers on Thursday, and then maybe again on Saturday morning. But the main story this week is the below normal temperatures with highs only in the 70s and lows in the 50s. How about that?
Sounds good to me. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
People around Boone County, Missouri said goodbye to a landmark that was more than 60 years old. Take a look. Authorities demolished the old Missouri River Bridge in Rochport this morning. The bridge saw more than 12.5 million vehicles a year. However, it was rated to be in poor condition. Crews will now remove 6 million pounds of steel and debris after today's demolition, so construction on an eastbound bridge can start. And that project is expected to be finished by December of next year. Coming up, the to-do list for Congress seems to be never-ending.
The question should be, what does Congress not have to do over the next few weeks? I'm Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. More on that story coming up.
Mortgage rates are at a 20-year high, and while some home values have sunk, an industry expert says the low prices might be over. Jeff Manham is a longtime broker and realtor who says it looks like downward price trends on homes may be over. While the number of homes for sale has edged up, the amount of buyers are still few and far in between.
There's a lot of buyers holding off at the moment due to the higher rates, and once they get when rates are going down or we see rates start to reduce, I think we're going to see all those people jumping back into the market.
Mortgage price tracker Black Knight says of the nation's 50 largest home markers, 30 have set new record highs because after seeing multiple offers for their home, sellers are demanding more money. The national debt is now approaching $33 trillion, and that has some economists worried. The amount of money the country owes has increased by more than 89% since the pandemic began. At the time, the nation's focus was on dealing with the health emergency, but now that the worst of it appears to be over, there's concern the mountain of debt, which is always increasing, will hurt the nation's economy. To make matters worse, higher interest rates are making it more costly to make payments on the debt. But some experts maintain servicing the debt at higher interest rates can actually stimulate the economy. Up next, spooky season is right around the corner, and Universal Studios is already gearing up for the holiday. Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights is an annual tradition kicking off the scary season. This year, the experience includes exciting additions from fan-favorite shows like Stranger Things 4 and upcoming movies like The Exorcist Believer. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin was there opening night to bring us a look inside.
The frightening fun has begun here at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. 8 haunted houses await this year with new screams inspired by the big and small screen, like Stranger Things 4, where we started our tour. All right, let's go. We found familiar friends there in Hawkins, Indiana. I said stay away! The villainous Vecna, of course. And some surprises. We made it! Among other monster mazes are The Last of Us, The Exorcist Believer, and Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. John Murdy, executive producer of the experience, says fans help inspire them every year.
We have a really loyal, dedicated, passionate fan base that comes to this event and supports it year after year. I've seen them grow up now. We listen to our fans and we, they, like I said, they're not shy. They tell us what they want to see at the event and we try to bring it to life.
What are some of your favorite comments that you hear after someone goes through one of the houses?
It was a life-changing experience. And I don't know for the good or the bad.
For the good or the bad. Yeah, it changed your life.
More scares, if you dare, on the lineup of fear include Terror Tram The Exterminators and The Purge Dangerous Waters. Plus, a showcase of Blumhouse horror creations at Behind the Screams, with props, photo ops, costumes, and characters from films like Five Nights at Freddy's, The Black Phone, and Megan.
So bring all your besties because Halloween Horror Nights is open through October 31st. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. The latest details on the devastating earthquake in Morocco coming up. A 3.9 aftershock rattled Moroccans today, just 2 days after Friday's major earthquake in the North African nation. More than 2,000 people were killed and nearly 2,000 others injured in the 6.8 quake. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton has the details.
I didn't even think twice. We just run to here because it's one of the main thing that as a citizen is to help each other.
Thousands of Moroccans line up to give blood after an urgent call for donations following Friday's devastating 6.8 earthquake. The national death toll now climbing above 2,000. That number only expected to rise. The rescue efforts ongoing but complicated following a powerful 3.9 aftershock today as crews race to reach remote mountain villages left in ruins.
This is God's destiny. I lost my 2 daughters. May God have mercy on them. My mother was also with them, but I managed to save her.
Relief efforts are arriving slowly in those isolated areas where neighborhoods are completely flattened. Homes and buildings now just piles of clay and brick. Many of the villages in the foothills of the Atlas Mountains, close to the epicenter of the earthquake, are difficult to access, hampering operations.
We used all our effort to help and rescue people here. We did what we could, but for many other people we could not help them. So they stayed under rubble. They could not breathe.
Help from abroad is pouring in with countries like France, Turkey, Israel, and Spain sending in supplies, specialized search and rescue teams, soldiers, and trained search dogs to work on the ground. The Moroccan government declared 3 days of mourning and ordered mosques nationwide to hold funeral prayers Sunday. In New York, C.B. Cotton, Fox News.
Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us with a look at some cooler temperatures.
That's right, Elise. We are going to be dealing with some much cooler weather as we head through the work week. But right now we're watching Hurricane Lee out in the Atlantic Ocean is expected to re-intensify. It's going through an eye wall replacement cycle right now. It's expected to get up to Category 4 again tomorrow, but that's going to stay well east of the eastern seaboard. We're watching some moisture moving into our area. In fact, looking at radar, you can see that moisture is starting to move into the northern parts of Kansas and southwestern parts of Kansas as well. And we're going to see those showers continue to develop into the overnight hours. As we go through the overnight, temperatures are going to drop through the 60s to about 63 tomorrow morning. If you're sending the kids out to school tomorrow, well, you're going to need to send a raincoat, especially in the northwestern sections with a temperature of around 63 degrees with scattered showers. And then as they come home, still some scattered showers with a temperature of 74 degrees. And those showers are going to continue through the day and then drier midweek and maybe some more showers on Thursday. And I'll have the details in just a bit.
Thanks. The House of Representatives finally returns to Washington next week after a 6-week summer recess. The Senate's been in session for a week already. Brace for a hectic fall. Fox News correspondent Chad Pergram has more.
There's only one thing Congress must do before October 1st, fund the government. But crowding the agenda, a potential impeachment investigation, a debate over aid for Ukraine and disaster relief, even questions about the future of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Brace yourself.
We're going to buckle up for a tough couple of months probably, but at the end of the day, we have to run a government.
There's bipartisan support to avert a government shutdown.
We need to keep the lights on from October 1st.
Lawmakers need to buy time, potentially passing a Band-Aid spending bill which simply renews all existing funding on an interim basis, known as a CR. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wants a CR, but House conservatives balk. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has talked to McCarthy about government funding.
We agreed a CR is the best way to go. He's going to have a rough time implementing it.
House conservatives insist on immediate spending cuts and want to bolster the border.
You are going to address the border, or you're going to have a massive fight on your hands in the House of Representatives.
That dynamic worries some lawmakers.
There's a lot of folks who are really arguing that shutting the government down is a way to get to a good outcome.
McCarthy could fund the government with a coalition of Democrats and Republicans, but the spring debt ceiling pact scored more Democratic votes than GOP votes. The right is watching McCarthy, especially if the House doesn't launch an impeachment inquiry. That could imperil McCarthy months after the longest speaker's race since 1859.
Everything is on the table to hold the speaker accountable to do what he committed to do back in January.
Senators are also eyeing the performance of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Another freezing episode could embolden opponents to say he's not fit for the job. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Former President Trump in Iowa on Saturday. The Republican presidential candidate attended the Hawkeye State's in-state college football grudge match, Iowa against Iowa State. Campaigning traditionally ramps up after Labor Day. Mr. Trump has mostly skipped holding town hall gatherings and other campaign traditions. And nonetheless, he's polling well ahead of his closest rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who also attended the game. President Biden is trying to shore up the U.S. alliance with India, with Russia and China away from the table. Fox News White House correspondent Peter Ducey has the story.
Here at the G20, no Xi, no problem.
President Biden, has President Xi's absence impacted the summit?
It would be nice to have him here, but not always.
President Biden is hoping to get tighter with India in the absence of Chinese and Russian leaders, emphasizing the impact of a new rail project that will connect the host country, India, with the Middle East and Europe.
This is, someone once said in a similar domestic action that was positive, this is a big deal. This is a real big deal.
It would be an even bigger deal if President Biden can do something about gas prices back home. He spent the end of his Saturday in New Delhi at a dinner with some of the world's biggest oil producers, including Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS.
Well, he'll have opportunities throughout the discussions here at the G20 to talk about a spate of economic developments around the world. He's focused on making sure that the prices continue to come down for the American consumer. That's why he has taken steps to shore up global supply, even if that means coming into the strategic reserve.
There's too much disagreement about Russia's war on Ukraine for them to put together any kind of a condemnation in the G20 joint statement. In fact, they watered things down from last time. It's no longer the war against Ukraine, it is the war in Ukraine. In New Delhi, Peter Ducey, Fox News.
Still ahead, Brock Balderidge breaks down NFL Sunday in sports. And there's a new way for surgeons to train.
Well, folks, I hope you had a chance to get out there and enjoy the nice weekend weather that we had, as we're going to see increasing clouds and a chance of showers coming into our forecast. But of course, we need the rainfall. Right now in Seneca, Missouri, at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, a beautiful evening out there. Just some high, thin cirrus clouds starting to move in from the north and west. We started out this morning at 55 double nickel, which was way below the normals of 62. And this afternoon, we made it up to 85, which was 1 degree above normal. So overall, we were below normal for temperatures today, but hey, we'll take it. And rainfall, we're still way behind, about 11 inches, and it's just getting worse with each and every passing day. But we do have some rain on radar along I-70 from west of Kansas City over to Salina. And we also have a few showers in our neck of the woods over there near Moran, and just to the north and east of there around Mountain City and Blue Mound, and also Freedom, just west of 69. Temperatures this evening are very nice, generally in the upper 60s to lower 70s, 67 in Pittsburgh, 69 in Miami, 67 also over in Chautauqua, 71 in Independence and Neodesha. Pick out your hometown. Warm spot right now, Yates Center at 75. Dew points are in the 50s and 60s, which on a dew point tracker, that's still not bad. In fact, some places, most places actually, are still pleasant. And rain chances tomorrow are going to be dramatically increasing as we go through the day. And then especially tomorrow night, that's when the best chance of rain will start to spread across the area. One system on the East Coast moving away from us, but here comes the next system affecting us tomorrow. And then as we go through the day, that will start to move to the south and east. And we're going to have some cooler air dropping in from the north and west. And that's going to push this next storm system a little bit further to the south and west than we were hoping for. Is we were looking for some decent rains in here on Thursday. Now it looks like we're just going to get by with some showers. Speaking of showers, tomorrow some of those showers could put down maybe around 1/4 to 1/3 an inch of rainfall, heavier amounts to the south and west into Oklahoma. And on the other model, the European model, it's a little bit more generous with the rainfall across the entire area. And I think this model is probably going to be the one to verify. Some places could pick up around 1/2 inch. And that would certainly be welcome news, especially in southeastern Kansas, where the drought is the most severe. Rain chances will be dramatically higher in southeastern Kansas tomorrow morning with lows in the 60s. And then as we go through the day, scattered showers and storms with highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s. The The rain continues into tomorrow night, and by Tuesday morning, we'll see them shifting southward with lows in the 50s and lower 60s. And then Tuesday afternoon looks great. Temperatures only in the 70s for highs. And then Wednesday morning, we're going to see lows in the mid 50s once again under partly cloudy skies. And over the next 7 days, it's going to be below normal all week long. Look at the high on Thursday, only 70 with a chance of showers. And then we start getting closer to 80 as we head towards the weekend. But hey, not too bad of a forecast if I say so myself.
I know, I'll take 80. I'll take 80.
We'll take it.
Good and fine. Thanks, Sam. Coming up in sports, exciting action happening around week 1 of the NFL on Sunday afternoon. Plus, a local high school baseball player commits to Missouri Southern. Brock Baldridge has the story next in sports.
The Missouri Southern baseball program is coming off of a big season. Earlier this weekend, the Lions got a local high school commitment to add to their program. Drew Vonderhaar of Webb City High School announced on his social media page on Thursday morning that he is continuing his baseball and academic career to Missouri Southern State University. Vonderhaar was a key piece of the Cardinals baseball team last season, where he led the team in doubles and slugging.
I've kind of, grown up around the campus, both my parents going to Missouri Southern. Gone to a lot of camps when I was little, a lot of sporting events, and I've always known that, I've kind of always wanted to go there. If I had the opportunity to go there, it'd be really awesome. And so when I did get that opportunity, I kind of knew that that's where I wanted to be at. I like the culture around there. They're obviously a really good team. I've known Coach Darnell and Coach Tuck for a long time, going to their camps when I was younger. Always had a good relationship with them. So I'm excited to, be a part of that culture and be around them every day.
And the Kansas City Chiefs get this Sunday off as they played in their season opener on Thursday night in a loss to the Detroit Lions. And, well, of course, the big story in that game was the slippery fingers and drop passes.
And I've trusted in KT. He missed a lot of training camp. Obviously, he wanted to play and fought rehab hard so he could play. And stuff's not always going to go your way. Obviously, he would have wanted to catch a few of those in the game, but I've trusted he's going to be that guy that I go to in those crucial moments, and he's going to make the catch and win us some seasons like he did last year. So we're going to continue to work him in.
Yeah, it's unusual for us to drop that many passes anywhere, anytime. So we'll go back and work on that. But you got to take care of business, and these guys know that, and so we've got to fix that.
The Chiefs will be back at it next Sunday at noon in Jacksonville. So with the Chiefs off on Sunday, we get a chance to take a look at the rest of the AFC West, and, well, the NFL proved once again that anything can happen on any given Sunday. AFC West rivalry in Denver on Sunday. Broncos head coach Sean Payton makes his debut. New Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo makes his Vegas debut. In the first quarter, 3rd and goal, Garoppolo finds Jacoby Myers for the Las Vegas touchdown, 7-0, black and silver. So late in the first quarter, same score, Russell Wilson stands in the pocket looking until he finds his receiver, Lil Jordan Humphrey, for the touchdown. Denver gets on the board. We're tied 7-7. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. Denver leads 16-10. Garoppolo finds Jacoby Myers again. Second touchdown of the day, 17-16 Raiders. Next Vegas possession, 3rd and 7. Garoppolo scrambling, and he'll get the first down, and that'll do it. The Raiders beat the Denver Broncos on their home field 17-16. In Los Angeles, the Chargers open their season at home against Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Second quarter, Dolphins lead 10-7. Justin Herbert finds Donald Parham open for the touchdown. Bolts lead 14-10. So fast forward to the third quarter, Chargers lead 24-20. Tua Tagovailoa to Tyreek Hill. Where have we seen this before? Touchdown Miami. Dolphins lead 27-24. Next LA possession, 2nd and goal, Josh Kelly for the touchdown. Chargers back on top, 31-27. So late in the fourth quarter, Miami trails 34-30, but Tua Tagovailoa is going to launch this one down the field, and former Chief Tyreek Hill makes the catch. Later in the drive, it's 3rd and goal. Tua to Hill again, touchdown Miami. And the Dolphins lead, and they will hold on to it. Miami wins a thriller in SoFi Stadium as the Dolphins beat the Chargers 36-34. Well, the Kansas City Royals are wrapping up a road trip up north of the border on Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, the St. Louis Cardinals are finishing things up in their series in Cincinnati. The Kansas City Royals pay a visit to the Toronto Blue Jays, and there wasn't much success for Kansas City there as they get swept by Toronto as the Royals lose to the Blue Jays today 5-2. The St. Louis Cardinals are looking for the sweep heading into Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately for the Redbirds, that doesn't happen. St. Louis loses to Cincinnati 7-1. And, it was a crazy day in the NFL. The Bengals lost to the Browns.
I know.
And, it just proves to show, anything can happen on any given Sunday.
Yeah, but what a fun start to the NFL season.
Yes, absolutely. I love the upsets.
Of course. We'll be right back. Life-saving necessities of surgery are getting the reality of virtual reality training. A report says surgeons are now using a Meta virtual reality device, Quest 2, in simulating medical procedures done under a scalpel and in an operating room. Quest 2 is helping doctors actually train at home doing mock procedures while wearing virtual reality headsets. One doctor assisting in his first major shoulder replacement surgery says it went smoother and quicker than otherwise would have expected. Up next, it's National Grandparents' Day. We'll look at the health benefits of spending time with your grandchildren. Today, Sunday, celebrates our grandparents and being thankful for their healthy bonds and healthy benefits they get from them. You can help Grandma and Grandpa with their health by bonding on National Grandparents' Day. Doctors say grandparent-grandchild interactions bring them health blessings such as improved blood sugar, blood pressure, and better stress hormone levels. Doctors also say grandparents that have a social purpose have less depression and isolation, and grandparents can even improve their memory with grandchild interactions such as reading a book, practicing words, and playing games.
And it was a beautiful Grandparents' Day today,
Yes, it was. It certainly
Absolutely
was.
perfect this weekend with temperatures in the 80s and light winds, lots of sunshine.
Beautiful.
And it looks like we're going to continue the nice weather through most of this forecast. There are going to be some showers, of course, tomorrow, but then drying out on Tuesday and Wednesday, only a slight chance on Thursday, and then again another slight chance on Saturday. But look at those temperatures, fall-like, especially in the morning with lows in the 50s and highs only in the 70s, maybe getting into the lower 80s early next week. But hey, that's still below normal for this time of year.
I know, it's such a beautiful week ahead of us. Well, we hope you had a great National Grandparents' Day. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of a baby chimpanzee reuniting with its mom. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us part of your night.